This is a quick overview of SnapCode, the world's first pure JavaFX IDE, and a great IDE for education and to learn or teach Java. So with SnapCode launched here, I'll go ahead and start by creating a new project, and I'll just name it My Project. Click OK, and I'll click Open. And this brings up our new empty project, and it's showing us the home page with some options for us. And I'll go ahead and select make this into a new Starter Studio project, which is a great way to learn how to program. And so what this does is it creates an empty scene for us, and there's a scene.java file now. And I'll go ahead and start by adding a new actor here. And this brings up a selection of images we can use for our actor. And I'm going to choose cat, and I'll click OK. And it adds our cat, it adds a cat.java file. And I'll go ahead and position the cat here, and I'll select the Java file. And visually we see there's three methods. There's a constructor that gets called when the cat is created, and there's a main method that gets called once before the animation runs, and an act method that gets called once for every frame in the animation. And we can switch over and see the real Java code for this. So it's important to note that as we create a program visually, as we get started, we're creating real Java code, and we can go back and forth and see what we're actually doing programming-wise. And so I'm going to start by saying I want to set the rotation of the cat in every frame of the animation to the angle between the cat and the mouse. And then I just want it to move forward from there. And so I'll go ahead and run this. And this will bring up the application and show the cat, and the cat will just chase the mouse. So we already have our first game with just a couple of lines of code here. So I want to spruce this up a little bit. So I'll close that. And the first thing I want to do is if the cat gets to the mouse, I want it to stop instead of getting confused. And so I'll say add a conditional here. And I want that conditional to say if the distance between the cat and the mouse is greater than 10, then I want it to do the move. And I'll get rid of the move and drag it back in here. And then I also want to do some pen graphics. And so I'll go down here, and in the constructor, when the cat is created, I want it to do a pen down. And then in every frame of the animation, I want it to set the pen color to random. And I missed it there. And now I'll run, and we have the same program. But now as the cat chases the mouse, it leaves a nice little trail behind it, so we're drawing. And then when it gets to the mouse, it just stops. So then let's practice some console programming. I'll click on the scene class, and we'll see, well, here's the adding the cat. But what I want it to do is I want it to loop over and over. So I'll put in a while loop, while true. So this will just run forever. And what I want to do is I want to ask the console, so I'll drag in the console here, and the console has its own set of methods. I want it to ask it for an input string. And then I'm going to switch over to Java here because I want to turn this into a variable declaration. And I'm going to say string color is equal to, and I'll change this to enter a color name. And then I'll just say set color to that color name. So, and we see the code completion. So there's modern coding features inside of here. And now if we run the app though, it'll come up and it'll show the cat, and the cat will chase the mouse, and I'll move it off to the side here. But I can type in some color names like red, green, blue, yellow, gold, silver, pink, or a light pink. So we have some simple console programming in here as well. So it's easy to do the graphics and also the console programming. So let me go ahead and close this. And then I want to show a new feature that we've been adding recently to SnapCode to add interactive exercises to provide self-paced learning. So again, I'll create a new project, and I'll call this Learn Java 1, and I'll click OK, and I'll open it. And then I'm going to click on the project, and this time I want it to load from a remote server. and in this case I'm going to go actually locally. So I'll go from temp examples exercise 1 and click OK. And so this shows this exercise, and I'm going to have it replace all the files in this project with this remote one. And I'll click the home page. And so now what we see is an exercise, an interactive exercise that we're given puzzle pieces to use to solve the problem. We're given a problem, and then we'll be graded on it when it's done. So here's the instructions, and I'll expand them here. And we want Sparky to fetch the ball, but all Sparky knows how to do is to move and turn around and pick up the ball. So we have to build up the fetching behavior based on the simple behavior that he already knows. So I'll shrink this again, and I'll just drag in some of these puzzle pieces. And as I drag them in, they're removed from the puzzle box. So I'll drag in this for loop because I want to get him all the way across the screen. And when he's across, I'll have him pick up the ball and then turn around, and I'll have him move a couple of paces back. And I'll go ahead and run this, and we'll see how close are we to solving the problem. So Sparky moves across the screen, he picks up the ball, and he turns around, moves a couple back, and here's our grade. He did travel to the ball, he picked it up, but he didn't return to start, and he's not facing the right direction, he didn't drop the ball. So then we can see we have those 3 instructions are left, so we'll finish our movement, we'll turn around, and we'll drop the ball. And so now when we run it, he'll run across the screen, pick up the ball, turn around, and he'll come back, turn around, and drop the ball. So we're planning on building this out, and we'll add some more exercises and make it easier to select the exercises and get started and progress through them to hopefully earn some badges and a certification if they're all completed. And this has been an overview of SnapCode.